Oh man.
But I guess with you were talking about using the KoreKara, which is like a pre-made deck. What was your experience using that? Like, how far did you get with using that?
Let's see. So I did. I recently, man, this is depressing. I lost my 611-day Anki streak because I slept through my alarm. Shit. That was like, oh man. But yeah, 611 days for 16 cards a day. I think I'm like 80% of the way through the deck, 10k sentences, like 8k sentences, approximately. I haven't really checked actually. I don't really like looking at my stats until I'm done because it's like, whoosh, it's cool seeing it when you're all done, you know. So I never press
that's
T
like
on
still
Anki.
the main deck that you're repping.
Yeah. So I'll do like speed run some of my like RTK stuff. It's like, and then it's like the KoreKara stuff is like, all right, what's this say? What does the sentence mean? Next, and then. Man, I used to write down every sentence on a piece of paper. So I also got this like big ass stack of paper, like this big, full of this Japanese sentences. But that was a waste of time. Don't do that. But yeah, I was like, I'm gonna really like look at these sentences and like when I'm writing it, like look at all the characters and stuff and like really dissect it in my head. But yeah, so I do like KoreKara for 1 or 2 sessions, so like 1 or 2 hours a day. Probably for like since sophomore year, the second semester, so since spring of sophomore year till now, I'm gonna be a senior in the fall, so a while. 10k, it's 10k.
Wow.
Have you had experiences with sentence mining?
Yeah, I am. So I actually haven't done any sentence mining myself. Mainly because like that was just my plan at the start. I should probably revise this, but yeah, I just like definitely knew I didn't have enough time to like. Well, okay, this is like pretty. I guess this was my naive approach to AJATing. I just didn't have enough time to do any direct immersion learning. Like I knew I had the schoolwork and I had to be on stream, and it's like I'm not gonna watch anime and study with me stream. And call it direct immersion, you know.
12 hours of study.
that's how you get clown all day. Yeah. So this is gotta look like I'm studying something, but I don't got time to like. I gotta like study for 12 hours and then go work out and sleep. You know, I don't gotta like.
Right.
I can't like be watching 2 hours of anime after the stream. So yeah, it was like, all right, I need something that it's like pre-done for me, and it's like. I can fit it in with my coursework, and it can look like it's studying because that's like something that's important to me now. It's got like I like don't watch videos on to learn anymore basically because it's got to look like I'm studying, you know. Unless I have to.
Yeah, it'd be hilarious. You like set up a phone and in the camera angle you can't pick it up, and you're just watching this entire time. You're like moving your mouse around.
Have you ever seen Death Note?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking about too.
That potato chips, and he has like the TV inside the potato chips. He's like watching TV.
Now people are too smart, man. They sniff it out instantly, bro. If I had like a screen right here behind my CRT, people would know. But yeah, it's like I ain't bullshitting this. I'm just gonna do what I can, and it's gonna. I can call it Japanese, like it's still Japanese, and it's still somewhat AJAT-y. It's definitely not AJAT. But yeah, I'll fully transition to AJAT once I graduate. Like I have no idea how English Matt did it while studying CS, bro, because it's like I can't focus at all, and you need that like whoosh, super focus for at least I do to solve like these problems, you know.
That's pretty crazy though that you're able to like go through RTK and pretty much like KoreKara, because a lot of people like Brazo talked about his experience using pre-made decks, and I mean pretty soon he dropped it, right?
Yeah.
It's not as engaging.
Yeah, because for me, sentence mining was a lot more engaging, and that really kept me in it. When I started going and grinding the pre-made decks, it like really took me out of it. Yeah. And I guess I probably did a little bit too many cards per day, which definitely didn't help.
Really? How much were you studying?
It got to the point where I added a little too many decks. I was going like 100, 200 cards per day, and I was like, oh, I feel so efficient, until like I was like a month into that, and I'm like, oh my god, I hate everything.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, like in the summer sometimes like it's like I need something to do, so I'm gonna study Japanese, but then it's like gets out of hand pretty easy.
I think like right before I went to Japan, I decided to go like turn up the dial, and I went like 100 cards a day of like a pre-made deck.
Really?
And it would be like 2 hours of like Anki per day, and because I was like going to Japan, and I was like still really motivated.
Yeah. That's crazy. It's like this is my first time speaking with other age-adders or like Japanese learners in general. Besides like my one friend who took like one college course. So this is like really cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
It's finally time to just let it all out.
Yeah, I haven't talked to anyone about this like ever, so this is cool.
So I guess like in this time that you've been studying Japanese, was it? It's just mostly contained in Anki. Have you watched any series?
Yeah, I'm ashamed to say this. Most of my studying is in Anki when it should be mostly like immersion, but yeah, I've watched Alice in Borderland all in Japanese with like Japanese subs, and I understood like most of it. Well, maybe like not most, maybe like 65%, which is like I would say it was like pretty amazing to me because that was the first time I'd watched something in Japanese like that, and I think that's it, man. I would read like some manga, but like yeah, not that many. It's like it was only like 20 chapters of some random manga. I forgot what.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like when you transition to immersion learning, I feel like it would be really easy almost, just because you already have all those words in your subconscious, like 8,000 words and stuff.
Yeah, the core 10K is, I would say it's definitely good at building vocabulary and stuff. For sure, and like you can like understand variations of like two different words. Like you'll see like the first part of one word and like the second part of another, and it's like, oh yeah, that makes sense. So,
but I think that deck is built from like a newspaper frequency list. Have you ever tried reading the newspaper?
No.
That might be like the easiest, like the most directly connected thing.
I heard reading the newspaper is hard as hell. I haven't even tried.
But you've been like basically grinding the newspaper.
I guess.
2 years.
I love some weird ass words. they're not in frequency. I think it's like some random words. Like it'd be like shunka shuto. That's like the 4 seasons. Like all right, now I'm gonna say the 4 seasons. I guess all in one word. But it's like when am I gonna use that?
I feel you have to try it. Maybe one time on stream, just pull out the Japanese newspaper. You're gonna be a lot more cracked at it than you think.
You just have like the actual like physical Japanese newspaper.
I don't think so, man.
That's the retro vibes right there, though. Just the physical newspaper. Oh man.
Yeah, and I don't like talking about how I learned Japanese on stream because people will be like, oh yeah, say something. I'm like, I don't know what to say. I don't even practice studying at all. My pronunciation is like garbage, you know. I only basically I'll be like, I only study vocab, and that's it.
I mean, technically you're just reading, right?
Technically I'm reading, so I don't have like any conversational skills like at all.
Right.
Basically, like I was like in New York recently, and like there's like some Japanese dude that need help. But like, yeah, I haven't talked to like any Japanese people in Japanese for like a hot minute since like way before the pandemic, you know.
So you saved this Japanese person in need then?
Yeah, I think he just needed directions, and I was like, I don't know, man. I'm not from here.
I don't know.
Shinka Shuta, yeah.
You know, with the 4 seasons. Oh man.
Yeah. So yeah, no, basically conversationally like non-existent, you know. I can read stuff like signs and stuff, so that's cool. And like I went to what is it, Kuni ni Kuniya, the Japanese books.
Kuniya?
Yeah, and it was like cool seeing all the Japanese books, and it was like, hey, friend, did you know what this means? It's like
You walk in there, how did you feel was it like the first time? And it's like, oh, there's so many Japanese books. Why is this guy looking at me like that? Stop looking at me like that.
it was like, yeah, it was like cool. It was like, oh, that's Goku Shufuda. It's like the way of the household husband, you know, Goku shoot like way, and it's like, oh yeah, Goku Shufuda. That's, and then like you understand it, and then you like actually memorize it. It's like, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I really can't wait until you actually get on the AJAT train. I feel like you're gonna be really cracked.
And I don't think so.
Yeah,
man.
I think the approach you have, like nobody else has done so far.
Yeah. When I tell people on the stream, they'd be like, "How are you studying Japanese?" I'd be like, "It's experimental, man. I don't want to say it." That's what I want to say.
Experimental practices, potential danger.
Yeah, it sounds like I'll be like,
Do not try at home.
I'd be like, don't do what I'm doing. That's what I would say. But maybe it'll work. Experimental.
It's definitely something unique. We've never really heard anything like that on the podcast before. But I definitely think that once you start going and sentence mining, it'll be so much easier for you in like gathering the input. I actually can't wait for it to happen. You got to start bringing out I think if you like read some Japanese novels while you're just like on your computer for like reading practice, I feel like you might just like, it's just gonna instantly go all the way up, like 0 to 100. The comprehension 100.
Nah, I don't think so, man. Yeah. Because like my grammar, man, it is like... Yeah, it's pretty yikes.